All right, Brian, hope as well. I'm 16 from Hull. Worried about a lot of the things, but hopefully we're out soon. If I was a Londoner, I'd give you my vote. Thank you so much, Cameron. I appreciate you. I got Airborne Sean on Instagram. It says, Brian, we need to get out of this lockdown. We need to support small businesses in London, especially gyms, and I agree with you. One of my key policies is get London back to work. We need a roadmap out of this. Our politicians are not providing that to us right now. It's still more fear. We have not seen any concrete steps for our entrepreneurs and our businesses to come out of lockdown. Why? Why, Boris Johnson? Why, Mr. Mayor, have you not told our businesses when they can get back up and working? This is crucial to our capital coming back as well. Got some comments from our website. And by the way, you can go to brianformayor.london and leave a comment right now for me, and I'll read it out on these. I got Adam Hilley from Havering. Thank you, Adam. We were in Havering just a week or so ago. Says, quote, I hope you are okay over the police heavy-handed behavior recently. Will you reverse police station closures that have occurred during the Johnson and Khan administrations? We need to end all of the lockdowns and restrictions. So, Adam, it's a great question. And again, I've been speaking recently with senior members in the Metropolitan Police, and they've all told me pretty much the same thing. They said, Brian, we need more police on the streets. We need better trained police. And I agree with that. And that's my plan as the next mayor of London. But we also need more solutions. We need to cut out the red tape for police. We need to digitize the police, which will mean that they can be more effective. But we also need to go ahead and invest in the community centers, and I have the way to pay for it. You know, a lot of people talk about these things. I have ways to pay for all of my policies, and I'm going to talk about that in the last part of my broadcast today. So thank you so much for that. I got Sandra Dorking from Hackney. We probably just drove right by us, Sandra. She says via the website, what reason did the police say you had not complied with campaigning? This cannot be lawful. And it's a great question, Sandra. They said you're canvassing. We weren't canvassing. I was literally walking down the street alone, talking to a camera. My bus was COVID secure. And so this was clearly a political move. They told us they had been watching us for 48 hours. They had been on our website. They had been watching my videos. And then they came that day to shut us down. Strangely enough, we were back out on the road the next day with a 5-page legal letter, and we have continued ever since. So this was clearly political. They thought they could intimidate us, but they picked the wrong person to try to intimidate. We don't scare easy. We believe in democracy. We believe in our ideas, and our legal team proved that to be true. And we've been out here campaigning ever since then for 27 days. So thank you so much. I got John Jenkins on the website, says, hey, Brian, are you and your team coming to Barnet? Would love to meet you in High Barnet. I'm a good friend of Tim Sheaf, who you've had on the show. Yes, we know Tim. Best wishes for the campaign and look forward to you becoming our next mayor of London. Peace and love, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. Yes, we were actually in Barnet about 2 weeks ago. We were also in Barnet this week, and I'm coming back to Barnet. The truth is the bus is just going to keep on going. So I'd love to meet with you. And John's referring to Tim. Tim is one of 1,000 guests I've had on my show, London Real. And if you don't know it, just type in London Real to YouTube and you'll see me having long-form conversations that we broadcast for free with over 1,000 incredible people all around the world. And we do it because this is our way of serving the community and helping people get to their lives to the next level, whether it comes to their businesses, their emotions, their mental health, their physical health. And that's what we plan on doing as the next mayor of London as well. So thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. A couple more comments, and then I want to talk about knife crime. I've got Black Letter Barrister on Instagram, says, how can we make London more accessible? It's so hard for anyone to drive through London anymore. And it's a great point that you make. I was in Ealing about 2 weeks ago, and basically it felt like the entire community came out on the street and, in a socially distanced way, were yelling at me saying, Brian, these low traffic neighborhoods are killing our neighborhood, quite literally killing it. They say ambulances can't get access to save lives. They say there's no traffic and businesses are going bankrupt. They say, one of the men said, I can't visit my family because of these barricades. I'm getting fines just to try to drive through this neighborhood. And guess what? I'm actually driving more miles. Emissions are up at the same time. And so we've looked what the mayor has done. He's increased your congestion charge. He's extended it. He's put in these LTNs. He's raising millions of pounds from boroughs in a time of economic recession in order to pay for his bankrupt transportation system. I think that's totally unacceptable. And a gentleman named Mark in Ealing, you'll probably see a video of him soon, he was visibly agitated, and for good reason. And again, as I told Mark in the beginning of this video, I said, Mark, I haven't been elected mayor yet, so I can't solve these problems yet, but I know how to solve these problems. And he said, Brian, I know, I said, I appreciate you trying to solve these problems, but I'm so angry because no one's listening to us. And these things affect my life every single day. And so he was right to be upset, and I appreciate him talking to me that day, and it meant a lot to me. So yes, we've got to get London moving, and it means getting rid of this ridiculous street space scheme the mayor came up with that was just ruled illegal in the High Court, saying that he rushed it through during the pandemic. And yet he's appealing this, and in the meantime, handicapped people can't even get picked up by taxi cab drivers on Bishopsgate. It's all ridiculous, and we appreciate all your frustrations. A couple other points I got. Dom Lynch on Instagram says, what do you feel about Sadiq saying the election is a two-horse race between Labor and Tory? That's very funny, Dom, that you saw that. And so recently the current mayor said there's only two candidates in this race, him and guess what? The other major party, right? And it's very funny because clearly, if you go to every single bookmaker in London, and if you have for the past 2 months, we are clearly the second candidate for every single betting odds maker there is. We've also been out there talking about our policies forever, and literally, you can see us everywhere. So for the mayor to say that statement, I think it tells us exactly what he's thinking, which is this. His plan is to prohibit us from campaigning. And we saw that happen when the police arrested me. We saw this happen with these rules that favor the big parties and punish the little guy. And so it's funny when he says that, because that's probably why he's also running away from the debate with me as well, because he knows that we can beat him. And he still doesn't see what I see when I see your comments here, when I see you on the streets, when I see your support. So the mayor is up for a very serious upset on May 6th, and I appreciate you seeing that, Tom. This is a two-horse race. It's between us and Khan. I think it favors us right now, and we're going to see what happens on May 6th. So thank you for that. We got Kieran Roberts on how are you addressing crime in London. I want to talk about that shortly. I've got Kathy Loves Horses and Paint on Instagram says, yes, we need you to invest in youth clubs. My local tennis club has gone, and we will be doing that. And I've got INE007 on YouTube says, thank you for supporting the youth and community. And I'll be talking about that shortly. I appreciate you. And Free Spirits on Instagram says, you would be the perfect mayor for London.